Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and I've got a game of Team Deathmatch on Aground for you. And this is one of the brand new face-off maps. Well, I say new, it really isn't new for you guys over in the Xbox. I know you guys got it like a month ago, but for us here on the PS3 and other systems like the PC and the Wii and I'm not even sure if the Wii has gotten this yet, but you know what I mean, for PS3 anyway, that's the only system I can speak for sure. We only got them like a few days ago, so I mean, they're quite new for us, they may not be for you, but I mean, that's all because Microsoft, I should say, gave Activision a fuckload of money just so that they could have all of the downloadable content 30 days before all of the other systems. So, yeah, that's annoying, but I think that offer is going to expire actually at the end of Modern Warfare 3, so I think for Black Ops 2, we're all going to be getting downloadable content at the same time, so I mean, yeah, looking forward to that, I suppose. At least that's the rumour anyway, I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but to try and get a little bit back on topic here, I want to talk about Face-Off in general, the new Face-Off mode that's come out, and I gotta be honest, for the most part I like the fact that they're coming up with new things, but there are a couple of gripes that I have with it, but I'll just give a brief overview of what Face-Off is first of all. Face-Off basically consists of 3 different playlists. You can choose to either do 1v1, 2v2 or 3v3, and these are all played out on specific Face-Off maps. There are 2 Face-Off maps that were free for everyone to download, which is this map here, Aground and Erosion. And then there are 2 premium maps where if you had Call of Duty Elite Premium, you could get them there. I think they are also coming out in the next downloadable content collection. Yeah, they should be anyway. And I believe there will be more maps in the one after that as well for Face-Off. So, but yeah, as of right now, there's 2 maps that everyone is playing, and on these 2 maps, it's either Team Deathmatch or Kill Confirmed. So it cycles between those 2. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 1v1, 2v2 and 3v3, and I really do like this concept, but there are a couple of problems that I have with it. I think the first one is that, you know, I was expecting 1v1s to be really good, but they really aren't. I find them quite boring, to be honest. There's just not a lot of action going on, you know. I feel it's I know I can see the appeal of them. I mean, they're really competitive. There's a lot of tension and everything like that, because if you lose, if you don't do well, you've no one to blame but yourself. And you know, when you're playing 2v2 or 3v3, I feel it's much more relaxed, because, you know, if you lose, well, you can always blame it on your derp teammates. But you know, in 1v1s you can't really do that because you don't have any of your teammates. So but for the most part anyway, I think the maps are just a little bit too big even for 1v1s, despite the fact that they're specially made for 1v1s, which is kind of ironic. Especially this map here, Aground, you know, I mean, this got to be bigger than Dome, and it's designed for 1v1s. I really don't see that working out too well. You know, I've played a couple of 1v1s on the ground, and it's just so slow and boring that it really isn't worth it, the time. Whereas 3v3s on the ground are great. You know, you can snipe on here, you can get you know, some nice shots off like that. That was a nice little 2-piece there. No scope to him, but yeah, 3v3 and 2v2 work on the ground. Even on Erosion, which is smaller, again, I think it's smaller than Domes, but only just, I think. You know, I still feel it's too slow, and, you know, for 1v1s, really, I mean, you're talking maps that are the size of, say, Shipment from COD 4 or Rust from Modern Warfare 2. I mean, that's the size map that you're looking at, not maps that are like the size of Dome. Even Dome is still too big for 1v1s, in my opinion. You know, I mean, that was made more with 6v6 in mind, so, but yeah, I mean, that's my first gripe with it. Whereas 2v2 and 3v3, I feel, are the more entertaining playlists to play, so I have more fun playing it with them. But you know, they're not only that I feel the maps are a little bit too big. I mean, there are a couple of flaws with the map designs in these as well. First of all, Erosion, it just has this one tower in the middle that everyone just seems to sit in. You know, I can't tell you how many times there's been, you know, campers up in that tower. It's really annoying, and it's quite frustrating, to say the least. But, you know, I think that kind of comes down to bad map design. It's really hard because there's really no way to pick them off. I mean, you can try and rush in, but if you look up, you can't really see where the guy is. It's not like you can see through the floors or anything like that. The only real way you can take the guy out is if you basically just wait for him to pop his head out of a window and try and take it off. But the tower like looks onto the 4 main routes of the map, so I feel it's just too powerful of a position to hold. I think, you know, they shouldn't have put that second level there, you know, and there's no real line of sight that you can use to counter it, or that's particularly effective at countering it or anything like that. So I feel it's just too powerful of a position. And on a ground, the spawns in this game are crazy. Like, see where I just spawned in here, see where I am now. This is the stickiest spawn in the game. Like, I mean, you'll see the enemy team can literally, the entire enemy team could be crawling around this area here, and it would continue to spawn you here. It's ridiculous. But the thing is that the rest of the spawns they flip like crazy. Like, I think that's because that's like the only spawn point that's actually sheltered off, whereas the rest of them are all out in the open. Like, you can see people spawn in, and I think that's why those all flip so quickly. But that one is just particularly sticky, and it happens every single time that you just get spawn trapped in that one spawn point. And you know, you'll see they won't even be spawning on like the opposite side of the map or anything like that. They'll spawn off to the side of me where I am now, and off to the other side where I'm kind of facing now as well. So they'll spawn off to those two sides quite close to where you're spawning. So I mean, oftentimes you'll spawn in and a guy will literally run into that room there and just take you out, like, just as soon as you spawn in. And it happens pretty much every single time, regardless of whether you're dominating the other team or if they're dominating you. It just seems to always happen, and it's quite annoying and frustrating. But besides that, actually, out of the two maps, I think Aground is my favourite. Well, for 3v3s and 2v2s anyway. But for 1v1s, Erosion I think is better, just because it's smaller, and I don't know, I feel it's much better for that. The other thing is that, you know, you're restricted to only kill confirmed and Team Deathmatch, and you know, I wouldn't mind some sort of objective game type as well. Maybe something like Headquarters would work. Here, I throw that throwing knife, and I don't know how it missed. But so I went back in theatre and I had a look. It literally grazed past your man's face. It gave him a shave. Like, I don't know how it didn't hit him. And then it bounced under the second guy's foot. So I was really lucky not to hit either of those guys. That was really frustrating. But yeah, I'd like to see a couple more game types. I don't think Domination will work out, but something like Headquarters, or maybe a modified version of Demolition where there's maybe only like one bomb or something like that. I do realise the maps haven't really been designed with an objective in mind, but that would still be a pretty cool idea. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Face Off. Overall, I like the idea, I like the concept, but I think the execution could have done with a little bit more work. But I like the fact that Infinity Ward are coming out with new modes like this in order to keep the game fresh. So I will give them credit where credit is due in that regard. But anyway, it's been FrOzenSwipe. I've gone way over time here, but you know, what you gonna do? Thanks for watching.